Should be there it is, yeah.
Okay.
Okay, so this is the loin of beef. So we're going to do the loin first. First thing we'll do is pull the tenderloin out because we're going to make it all boneless. So I'm just going to run across the top here so I can take the bad stuff off. Then I'll see the bones where I want to go. And I'll loosen it off. Run right close to the bone because this is expensive piece.
Get your hand right there.
I'm just loosening this off right across the top of the bones. There's a fairly large bone right here that we're going to go over. Top. And then I'll make a line down here. And just follow in and out of the vertebrae. A little bit. They'll kind of roll back and forth. And cutting pretty much straight down to the bones. There's bones that come down like this, and then there's the T-bone bone that will run out on this angle. So it's kind of like filleting a fish, or filleting a fish. Okay, so that's loosened off there a little bit. Now I just want to come over top of this bone from this side. Coming down, just follow that and put a little pressure on it. So I'm pulling on it as I do it, but not too hard because you could rip it too, I guess. Over top of that little knob and in. Now I'm going to come right down to about there, but I'm just going to come it up like this. See how it just kind of wants to follow itself out now? And these are the bones off the T-bone, these ones here.
Yep.
So I'm kind of not cutting right over the top. It just leaves a little more meat on the actual tenderloin. And that's your whole beef tenderloin. It fits like that in there. So we'll set that apart for cutting. So now, this is the sirloin butt, and because we're making it boneless, I'm going to break the sirloin butt right off of the tenderloin, right off of the short loin. We got lots of artillery out here. Okay, so I'm just going to clean it up here just a little bit first. There's a big piece of fat right here. I'll just pull that out. Whew. Give that to Sir Larry. And what I usually do is just knock this down, so that's right at the end of this bone. You'll feel the end, so just come right down there. Then on this joint, so you see right at the crest of the backbone,
yeah,
there's a joint. That's a joint right there. So I'm going to cut. Just move over that way. I'm going to cut. Can you see me there?
I'll come over this side here.
I'm going to cut right into that joint down.
Okay.
Then I just lean it over the table, about the same as on that joint.
Yeah.
Is this pretty strong, this table? And I'm going to push down on it. You can hear it actually kind of snap a little bit there.
Yeah. Then
I'm going to come back in, follow that bone. If I push really hard, it will snap, but I'm not confident about that table. Now it's loosened off quite a bit more there. So now I'll take this knife, the big knife, and cut down, and hopefully I'll hold that there. So there's the sirloin butt off of it there. So we got a short loin here, tenderloin's out. So on the back side of this is New York steaks, or strip loin steaks, depending on what you call.
Yeah.
So we'll take this one, we'll clean this one up now for boneless. I'm just taking a little bit of meat off the top of the bones. Hey. Then there's a rib bone that comes right down here. So I'm just going to loosen that rib bone off. Rib on both sides. Just be very careful when you're holding your knife this way too.
Sure.
And I'm going to come underneath that bone. stand it up on its edge. And you just loosen that bone off. Just like that. So that's loosened off. Now you're going to see, this is where the end of these little rib bones come here.
Yeah.
So what I want to do, I just go like this and just force it open. So then, let's do it this way.
Okay.
So just put a little pressure on there, and then I'm going to come right on top of those bones. Somehow. Just to loosen it. You can see when I hit the right spot what it did. And then I want to follow really tight to those bones. Because again, these are very expensive cuts of meat, so you don't want to leave a lot of meat on the back. So just go over the top of the ridge of those. Come right in here, Joe, you see better. So that's what I'm attempting to do, is go right down there. Run right along that again. I'm going right down now, right as far as it goes, right to the backbone. Then I'll come around to the backbone a little bit. So these are going to have a little ridge on them, and then right down. You can also, you can do this step first too if you want. Just actually come down here, right inside the backbone. So there I'm going, just go right down, follow it close to the bone, and then your knife is going to bottom out. And that's where you'll stay. And when you come back to this side now, follow that. You just got to wiggle around there to keep most of the meat on it. You can do it a little bit faster, but you kind of waste a little bit of meat of the expensive stuff into hamburger. So there, that's your strip loin off. This is just, we'll just bone that out. So there's your strip loin. There's your tail. When I took the flank off, this is why I wanted to stay out a little bit. You could come in about this close if you want, because this will be your New York steaks right here, right to about there. We'll do that later. We'll bone out this part first now. So here's your sirloin butt. So I'll flip that up on its edge. And I'll run right down the backbone again. So just down, and your knife will bottom out again. Then I'll turn it over. You can feel the heat. My hands are slippery.
Oh, okay.
Not bad, Brian? No, that's fine. So now I'm going to follow this bone around, and it'll come down and come back out a little bit there. So just going very shallow. You just want to loosen the front part of it off. And if you go too deep, you're cutting right into the meat of your steak, so you have a big slice in your steak. So you see how shallow I went there?
Yeah.
So then just come again. Just make shortcuts. And another one. Now this bone is going to go right into the meat here. And I'm coming around to that outside of it there. You see where when I'm coming around here now? That's what I'm coming around. Then I just want to go here, because there's a little pocket there, and I want to loosen off to that. So there's what I just did here, just to loosen that off. Then we'll just turn it up on its end. Cut off the sirloin butt. So always try and stay fairly close to the bone, because on this side of that bone, especially in the hind quarter, that's expensive meat right there. Probably, I don't know what it is now, probably, what is it, Larry? $7, $8 a pound a sirloin steak?
No, probably getting close to 12.
Even 12, like the T-bone price?
Yeah.
Okay, so now we're ready to actually take these cuts here and turn them into whatever we're going to use, which will be steaks off these, sirloin tip, and tenderloin. So we'll make those into pieces. Shut her down.
Alright.
So here's the tenderloin and that. I cleaned up most of it. This is the strip loin and the sirloin. So now they're ready for steaks. All you do is just take some of the extra outside fat and that off, just to clean it up to whatever you want. You can still pull this off if you want, but it's not that necessary. Roll.
Yeah.
Okay, so here's our tenderloin, or fillet. How thick do you like your steaks, Joe?
Whoa, 1 inch.
Okay. 1 inch thick?
Yeah.
So this first one might be a little different. So there's one steak, so that's about 1 inch.
Okay.
3/4?
Yeah, 3/4.
Or is it put like that?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, just about right. That's good. Yep.
Perfect.
Mm-hmm.
8 ounces.
So this is cutting the good stuff for steaks.
Mm-hmm.
There's what they look like.
What's the trick for getting an even cut like that?
Okay, so what I do is I'm pushing down with one slicing motion,
Uh-huh.
and then not picking the knife up,
Okay.
right?
Pressure?
And then I keep this same pressure and come backwards this way.
Okay.
That way you don't get a cut both ways that way.
Yeah.
So it's an even cut. So down and out.
Okay.
And sometimes when we get down to this low, this is like the steak, the tail of it,
Sure.
the tenderloin tail. So we can just leave that as a flat steak actually,
Mm-hmm.
if you want.
Yeah. Okay.
Or to
Nice
the
and
butcher.
juicy.
Or to the butchers.
Or to the butchers, someone says.
Yeah. If it was a restaurant, that's where the ones they steal from the customers.
Sure. Oh yeah.
We shouldn't say that. And then a little thicker steak.
Yeah.
For when Joe invites me over for dinner.
Mm-hmm.
Now we'll take these to the wrapper.
Here she comes.
Okay, now we'll do the sirloin butt. So what I'm going to do here is, before we start cutting, I'm just going to cut it right in half. You can take it apart, you can take that back off, but for home we're just going to cut these steaks. I cut it that way, but the steaks you actually cut this way.
Okay.
Nice beef.
It is nice.
Yeah, they were grain feeding their cows when we left.
Oh, they were?
Yeah.
Wow.
They had a truck at the end of their grain trough, I guess, and all the cows were eating out of it.
Oh, good, yeah.
Yeah.
Fattening them up for market.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
There's sirloin steaks.
You didn't leave me much meat on this, Brian.
Stop complaining.
That's good. I give you credit.
Oh, that's a good thing.
That's a good thing.
There you have the sirloin, the other part of the sirloin steaks.
Yes. Some nice fat strings in there.
Yeah, that's perfect.
Looks like it's, yeah. Good.
Marbling.
Yeah.